in New York 17. This is
and we're black. Oh my goodness. So welcome to another installment of Black Issues Issues, where we try to make sense of an insane world, one issue at a time. I guess I ran out of time. I actually voted right before 9 o'clock. Guilty as charged. Yay. So, this is our night to be angry. This is our night to commiserate and maybe think about the fact that we might all be fucked. Is it going to be a bloodbath? I don't know. I think so. We still have the George Floyd, the bad cops. I've retired the brown poop emoji because I think it's triggering for the blacks. And so now it's the pink one, but it's still poop. It's just a lot of poop. I love you all black for watching and tuning in. Then, I think when we think about Black issues, we also have to think about the election and in terms of climate change, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are these politicians doing about climate change? I know the little Fruit Loop hair color dyed children, millennials, Gen Z, whatever you want to call them, they're very concerned about it, but so am I. So, what are we going to do about climate change? And, when we think about, yikes, like all the voter, what do you call it? The voter restrictions, the voter, they just intimidation, like you just show up at rifles and try to tell people not to vote. That's another issue. Love you all black. Thank you for tuning in. Reparations, maybe this election season for the blacks. No. And then, I think about, the future of America. And so I have All Lives Matter Alma here, Make America Great Again, she's here. And, her twin sister, who is Allie the Ally, and she, with her kente cloth, she's a great granddaughter of Nancy Pelosi. And so they're twins. And so they fight all the time about, various issues that, plague all of us. And so, these are all the issues that I want to talk about as we go through the election tonight and see, who wins, who loses.
NY17.
I'm going to turn it to MSNBC, and then let's actually see. Let's just see CNN first. Let's just see who, what's going on there. Okay, Mehmet Oz. Okay, so thank you, Oprah. Thank you, Oprah, for ruining America, because we would not know who he was if it wasn't for Oprah. This is all her fault. Shameful and shocking. So the early vote.
And that is what is giving
oh boy.
Fetterman, giving Shapiro these larger advantages than you'd expect.
So we shall see. We shall see. I mean, it's I think I will start to text some of my friends who are going to be so excited to tune in. And great, here we go.
If you're the Democrats, you know that you understand this dynamic, right? So you know you need to run.
Oh God, there's so much going on.
This is not
so many issues and very little solutions for the blacks.
Lackawanna County, right?
Lackawanna County. Oh, okay. I mean, but that's just one district. Don't get too excited. Not so much. Not so much. Let me. My phone is over there, so let me go get my phone and get some people. And text message. Polls are closed. Everyone. Okay, in the east side. So we'll be up to like 4 in the morning crying together. Yeah. So much.
So again, you're looking. You're about
We're looking. Let me put on my regalia. Hold on. I'm sorry. Oops, didn't want to do that. Put on, so I'm so festive here. So hold on, because I have my boyfriend here, up my high horse. Because that's what a lot of these politicians are. The Democrats are up on their high horse, thinking that because their issues are so articulately laid out that people will care. They don't. And so that's why it's going to be a bloodbath, because the Republicans are way better at just emotionally engaging and triggering people that, that's so much more important. So on here, have it. There we go. The regalia. Now I'm ready. With my Black Lives Matter yellow Mr. Rogers sweater or cardigan. Yeah, in America.
This is what Trump loved, is the
Ours.
rallies in Butler County.
Okay.
And you come out,
So,
you know, again, it's 20% of the vote. So can
20% of the vote.
match Donald Trump in the Trumpy parts of Pennsylvania, percentage-wise, and then with suburban voters there, and again, I'll come back here closer to your birthplace, suburban voters here, that's just not a contextual number yet because it's early.
Just texting a few people.
Can Nemesis thread the needle? They get Trump voters to embrace him, but get suburban Republicans to say, he's not that much like Trump, I can vote for him. We have a long way to go before we know that, but that's the question.
And you've heard.
What is the question? What is the
in
answer?
closing weeks of the campaign,
Hochul.
try to paint himself as a Pennsylvania Republican, a little more
The
moderate
governor of New
Republican,
York,
talking about
whack,
how he wants
whack
Washington
sauce.
to fight against
Whack
the extremes
sauce.
on the left and the right. Did he convince people in the Collar County who might, in the Collar counties like Bucks County, Montgomery County,
Just
Delco,
texting a few
et cetera,
people.
that he meant it?
You know, but we're about to have some fun. Why
Why
not?
In a rally with Doug
Rick?
and Donald Trump on the other side of the aisle.
Right, or if you're conflicted by
Sorry.
that, when you have to actually check the box, how do you settle that conflict, right?
Busy
In the sense
earlier.
that you know it better than I do. I mean, we don't have any votes in Montgomery County yet, but this is where his last event was in Montgomery County. Just over, this is Lehigh County. So blue collar Lehigh County, more the more blue collar of the suburbs, Bucks County, the more upscale Montgomery County. His event was
Live
right
now.
sort of, you know, at the verge of all these key counties there. And that's where he was saying, I'll be balanced. I'll be, you know.
Warnock,
Well, those
barely
are
in the lead
electoral inspector. Those
in
are the
Georgia.
people who are
So that's going to be a runoff. Sorry.
From this end of the state and area as their governor. Pragmatic, common sense. These are the people who the margins, they didn't vote. Pat Toomey didn't carry their counties. He did carry Bucks. Didn't carry Montgomery. They're the people who made Pat Toomey senator, the margins in the suburbs.
I want to walk you over the House in a second, but one other thing, I was talking to a top
All right,
Democrat
what is it
in
now?
Pennsylvania today, and he said the other thing for us to look at, since this is it's anticipated to be between Fetterman and Oz, is does Fetterman outperform Shapiro and Biden in Scranton and in Harrisburg? Now, Scranton is Trump won Scranton, even though it's the birthplace of Joe Biden. He won the county.
Oh,
But
that
because
sucks.
Fetterman does have this statewide name, and
Yo, the Republicans are gonna win. They're gonna win. Thank you all for watching and tuning in. I'm just sending out the links to a few people. I haven't been live in such a long time. I'm here. It's fashion. It's art. It's all of that. I'm here for the blacks. I'm here for the bloodbath. I'm here for the shit show. I'm here for the shithole country that is America. KK America. KKK. So tell me who you are. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me what your predictions are. Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you think is gonna lose? Did you vote? Did you not vote? Do you believe in QAnon? Are you QAnon? Are you like the actual embedded person that knows about the bunkers? Like, just let me know. I love you, Black. I'm here. I'm about to get it started with my emoji pillows to like help us narrate and navigate these emotions that we're feeling. But I'm just sending out the videos to a few people, and maybe I'll make it even more engaging and hold my baby at the same time. This is All Lives Matter Alma. She believes in making America great. Her Confederate flag hat fell off, but you know, she's MAGA. She's a MAGA baby. Yeah, love her. She's sweet. Quiet.
We'll figure out if that works or not. Let's talk, Ben, again about competitive seats, because we're looking at 82 competitive seats. Of the 82, 47 of them, the voting is and they are too early to call. 47 of them. Democrats are leading in 34 of those 47.
Democrats are leading in 34 states.
Of the 47 competitive seats. Again, we know right now that a lot
But it's
of
still very
Republicans
early.
need early vote. But let's
This is
talk
very
about
early.
these competitive races.
And if that kind of math holds up, Democrats at home would say 47 to 13. That's great. It's good, and it would defy historical averages. But that would
Let's
still,
see
if that
here.
math holds up right there, when you're calling the races, then you still have a narrow, a Republican majority because they only need a net gain of 5. But if you're looking as we go through the night, you're Democrats who said, okay, where are we now as opposed to where we were earlier.
Oh, hello everyone. Thank you. Yeah, I'm live. Tell me who you are. Tell me where you're watching from. I'm just texting a few people. I haven't been live in so long, so like I have to get my fan base activated. So love you, Black, for watching and tuning in. Where are you voting from? Who did you vote for? What are your predictions? Like, are you crying? Do you need a tissue? Let me know all of these things. This is one of my twin babies. This is All Lives Matter Alma. She's a MAGA baby. And she's here to keep me company tonight.
Or red when they're
And
done.
cry a river with some of you all that actually believe that the Democrats are going to win.
They have hopes of defying history.
So yeah, the comments are live. You can comment. You can ask a question. I'm here in Harlem. Black Issues Issues is live and in full effect. Yeah. I'm here for the blacks. For the blacks. 1619.com. Yeah, let me know what you think. I'm about to do some craziness in a minute. I just am like getting people involved now. Fun. People just watch me. It's just like I don't know. It's my face. They're like, oh, yeah. So, Rhode Island district. Right now, Warnock and Herschel Walker. Hey, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, I'm gonna start the craziness, but yeah, you can you know, I talked about the racial justice ballot initiatives. You can tell me like who you voted for, what your predictions are for America, for your local district. You know, put in the chat like Harlem, Brooklyn, Chicago, Texas, Detroit, Miami, LA, Ukraine, you know, where you're from and what you're thinking about. I'm just like texting a few more people to get them excited. I'm live now. I'm just literally for the election. Boom, boom, boom.
Will be reelected, CNN projects.
So, oh, who?
And in North Dakota.
Okay, Maryland.
Former governor and
Okay.
current senator
Up.
John will be
You take the good, you take the bad. Up.
Christensen.
So thank you all so much. I've been texting, so I've got some people on here. I love you all. Black, tell me where you're watching from. Who did you vote for? What are your predictions? Are you crying right now? Do you need a tissue? I'm gonna get started really, really soon. I have a lot of like surprises and emojis to help us navigate like the shit show, you know. Election night bloodbath or shit show, you know, you let me know. Can America call other countries shithole anymore? Are we gonna be fighting over oh, Westmore? That's dope. I don't know if you all know about him, but he used to be never been elected to public office. He used to run first black governor of Maryland. He used to run Robin Hood Foundation. That's huge. Yay. We won one. Wes is good. He's good people. He's for the blacks. Okay, another a governor, a woman in Massachusetts. Look at Massachusetts getting all progressive. Openly gay. Woo for the gays. Oh, I have an emoji for that. Hold on. I have one. Hold on here. I think I brought her. Here we go. What? Oh man. So I have a rainbow poop emoji, but I can't find it right now. But here it goes. I never lie. See? Yay, the gays are winning. The gays are winning. And yes for Westmore, right? Like that's huge for him and his rags to riches story and you know being this huge nonprofit. You know, rock star and now being the first black governor, like that's great of Maryland. But didn't what's his name? What was Michael Steele? Was it Michael Steele? Was he like the lieutenant governor of Maryland at the time? Because he ended up being the GOP chair. And Michael Steele, I talked to him on Clubhouse. He's really fun. I was like, "Are you for the blacks?" He was like, "Yes, I guess." Thank you so much for commenting. Those of you who are on there now. Don't be creeping. Tell me who you are. Tell me where you're watching from. I love you, Black. Again, I'm just texting a few more people to get the party started. Woo! I have my cheerleader. I have my pom-poms here for democracy. Okay, and I even have, you know, my like Statue of Liberty here. Hold on. It might ruin my look though. But or my hair or my waves, but
because we're local, we see
I have it
everywhere.
Here we go. It's like stunning.
There's a lot of history that is,
you know, it's stunning. To the side, it's stunning. It's giving. It's giving a lot. You know, it's a look. It's a look. That's what they call it, a look. Yeah, but you know, you all can comment on anything. It's Black Issues Issues on YouTube, Black Issues Issues Twitter, Black Issues Issues Venmo and Cash App if the spirit so moves you. But really, we're here tonight to witness the end of America and the end of blackness as we know it. That's what I predicted. By the end of this week, the black hole that has been ripped into Black America from Kanye to Kyrie, okay, to take off, okay. I think we're gonna be done by the end of the week. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed for the march, the reparations march in DC that was not covered in any way, shape, or form. But I think we're done. I think we're done. I don't know if you want to do an air fryer, you want to do the broiler, the oven. You know, I don't know if you want to just keep it in the dryer, you know, for a really long time. But I think, you know, I think we had a good run. So, you know, let's see what's more. You know, great, but you know, not really sure what's happening for the blacks anymore. And I might show a meme or two as we go throughout the night as well to keep it fresh. But yeah, ask me questions, put out, you know, your 95 theses about the end of America. Put down, you know, say it with your chest, right? Like, you know, this is a safe space for you to just really opine with me about like what's really going on, what's really happening. Yeah, let's go back. Yeah, Westmore. Woo, he won. That's great. That's like a huge margin. That's great.
The history-making
Healy.
moment of her being the first openly lesbian.
Oh, she's a lesbian. That's great.
But the
Okay, hold
first
on.
woman, there's never been a
There's
female
two.
governor in Massachusetts.
There you go.
It is
The
amazing.
queers.
And
For the queers, this is for the queers.
That is
How did you vote? Viewers want to know. How did I vote?
places in this country.
Y'all don't want to know.
Especially when you look at these
Y'all do
states
not
like
want to know.
where it is
I just-
still a barrier to reach.
You don't want to know. I'm sick of Hochul. I will say that. I'm sick of Hochul. I think that so they're talking about Westmore.
In
Hold
this
on.
country. So
Beto O'Rourke is losing right now to Abbott. No! No! You can see, you can kind of sort of see, I mean, that sucks. That sucks.
A few barriers they broke tonight. We may see how the national race goes. But,
Wisconsin, Barnes seems to be winning so far. He's black. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like, I can't stand Hochul, so I did not vote for her. I just wrote in something else, but like, I was like, no, I can't put my name to you using billions of dollars to finance a football stadium that is owned, whose team is owned by billionaires. Like, and then your husband is a developer, and so he's gonna make a whole bunch of money on contracts. Like, I can't Hochul, I cannot. Not when the trains are filthy. Not when, you know, you're gonna do congestion pricing. Man, bad congestion pricing. Bad congestion pricing. You know, I just can't. You know what I'm saying? At this point, the Democrats are gonna make me a MAGA Republican. That's what's about to happen. I'm done. I'm done. So, you know, Adam, how did you vote? How did everybody else vote? Thank you all for commenting. Thank you all for liking. Thank you all for sharing. Subscribing to Black Issues YouTube channel. But you know, I'm just here having a lot of fun. I think the views are getting up because I'm texting right now. I'm gonna mute this because no one wants to hear commercials. I don't, you know, like, this is the problem. You know what I'm saying? We're still in this capitalistic society. I predict that Black Friday is going to be fighting over toilet tissue because the shit show will continue to happen. The economic decline is in full effect. If you all have been looking at these conspiracy theories, there's something called Dark Winter. Stay tuned for that. And so, you know, I have been waiting for Dark Winter for quite some time on the interwebs. I want my martial law. It's like, bring it on already. Like, stop with the foreplay, okay? Like, stop with the striptease, okay? With all of our rights and all of, like, the depreciation of our dollar. Stop with the striptease. Like, just bring it on. And we're Black. So, you know, let me turn the channel now to MSNBC, the hated channel of merit. God, it's like so many things. I can't even find my remote right now. So I'm going to change the TV on my phone because that's what you're looking forward to, right? Like, they didn't solve racism well into 2022, but in 2022 you can do really cool things like use an app to change a channel on your phone. That you can do. Solving racism, no, but changing the channel on your phone, yes. I'm still longing for Jumaane Yeah. I've adored Jamani Williams. I told y'all that I met him and talked to him for several years. He's really, really dope. And like when he ran for lieutenant governor, I have to find the photo. When he ran for lieutenant governor, I was a director of arts at a high school. It wasn't even history this time, it was arts. And I still brought a whole bunch of my students to City Hall when he ran for office. There's a photo of it on my other, on Black Issues Issues, I think. I don't even know anymore. Not even a flex. Did you write in Canadian? You know, I should have. I should have. That would have been the smart thing to do because there's people who think, oh my God, you should just like run for office. I'm like, I'm not running for fucking office. Are you out of your mind? Like I have zero patience for this level of bullshit and compromised, hypocritical, you know, back channel deals and making money, more money when they're in office and before they were in office. Like, no, I rather do what I do, as you can see here, the masterpiece. Okay, thank you. Now, mind you, oh, Juan, how are you? Who do you think can show up to disrupt racism? You mean candidate wise, human being wise? Are you talking about extraterrestrial entities? Like, walk me through this question here, please. Like, you know, you're talking to clearly a highly educated woman right here. So just let me know what, you know, how, through which capacity and medium do you want me to answer that question for the Blacks? As you know, I partnering with the Racial Justice Commission. So I did tell a whole bunch of people to vote for the Racial Justice Initiatives, and legally it's after election is over, so I can legally say I hope y'all said yes to the Racial Justice Initiatives. New York City will be the first municipality in the nation to actually embed racial justice into its constitution. Balance of power. Whoa! Look at that, y'all. 129 seats, 3 pickups, 231 seats remaining. Drum roll, please. I think I brought my tambourine somewhere. So there goes that. I wasn't able to change the channel this time, but CNN is Black. So Republicans are leading in 11.
And CNN has said it's too early to call. Of those 48, Democrats are in the lead in 37.
I'm shocked.
Republicans are in the lead.
I'm disappointed.
There are 82 competitive seats total. That is the state of play as of now, especially as those early votes
are coming in. So in a few more seconds, I'm going to start the shit show.
We're going to close in Nevada.
I'm going to actually start the shit show. Like, those of you who know, like, there's an actual shit show. There's an actual, like, are we fucked right now? You know, what's going to happen to, like, the reformation of the whites and white lives mattering and white lives stepping back and allowing people of color to take over. Like, the shit show is going to begin really soon. I'm going to answer your question in 1 second. Political activists, thank you for reminding me. I don't even know anymore. I feel like there's a whatever. I feel like there's a professionalization of the activist community whereby they wax poetic and they sound really, really articulate, and they're just in love with the effusiveness of their words and the proliferation of like the books that they write and like their speaking engagements at Ivy League colleges, but it doesn't actually translate to actual policy, actual perception, actual living, breathing in a society that's less racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we're Black to normal in that regard. So thank you for asking. I did find my tambourine for the Blacks. And then, you know, like I said, I do, oh God, patience. I need like a prop master for my off-Broadway production. Live and direct on 125th Street. HD dreaming. Doesn't really matter who wins. It's all an illusion. Here we go, HD. Thank you kindly. Do you know about Dark Winter, HD? How deep do you want to go into these conspiracy theories? So, you know, again, when it comes to racism in America, right, despite all of the urgent Black and urgent issues that the Blacks are under and a lot of other people of color are under and marginalized people are under, I think we're Black to normal. I think it was cute, you know, George Floyd was marching in the streets, you know, I mean, we were marching, George Floyd was dead with a knee on his neck, rest in peace. But, you know, I feel like We were like, oh, been there, done that. That racial justice thing, it was cute, wasn't it? Yeah. And now we're black to work, black to school, black to normal, black to Black Friday, black to Christmas. Christmas is already in the stores. Halloween was in the stores from Valentine's Day. We're black to just like holidays and brunch, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's infuriating to me, but I feel like there's not really a lot of progress being made. And I think America has plateaued. I think the promise of America, the hope of America, I think whatever America was going to be, I think it already was. I think the height of America might have been, from a capitalistic, freedom of speech, freedom of religion standpoint. I think we were good at like right before Obama got elected, like when we really thought, like maybe the day of the inauguration, maybe the day he got nominated, like election night. I think that was peak America. I think that was it. And and he passed some measures for DACA and he legalized gay marriage. I think that was like the best we were gonna get. We got a black man in office, legalizing the marriage for the gays, allowing for a lot more immigrants, DACA immigrants, to come in. I think that was it. I think that was, Obama was deporting a whole bunch of people. Sorry, those of you who are Obama lovers, but I think that was like peak America. That was like the best America was ever going to be. The land of the free, the home of the brave, blah blah blah, boo boo boo. I think that was it. And I think after that, it just went a slow decline into MAGA, right? Because we had the Tea Party before MAGA, right? And then, and here we are with Herschel Walker, So hold on here. I just have to do a little fashion. All right, it looks good. How do I look? It looks fashion, indeed. I love you all black. I think your sideways crown liberation performative sideways liberation. Yeah. Oh, most definitely. This is a metaphor for a lot of different things that can be read into. That's the power of great art, which I think I do. Thank you. Hold on here. And the sacrifices that I'm making, because my hair is also a work of art. It's quite well done, but you can't see that tonight because I'm opting for this look per se. But there's quite a few more people on here that could also comment, and I have not actually been texting enough people, so I'm in the midst of doing that now. Alexa, okay, no. Rhea, okay, I'm not gonna do her. No. Elijah, sure. But yeah, give me a few more seconds. Ask some more questions. I'm just gonna text a few more people. Let's hear what they have going on here now.
Talk about those races. Let's get a sense of the landscape here, the U.S.
The landscape.
Senate. And if we can, if you'll permit me,
Can you take me to Georgia?
Let's go to Georgia. It's getting hot in here. So hot.
Seesaw here because this race is so competitive.
So competitive.
2,970 votes.
This is what I mean by like America has seen its better days at this point. I mean,
Chase Oliver, the Libertarian candidate,
they're tied.
2% of the vote.
Actually,
That could
Walker's
be
ahead right now.
in the sense that at the moment,
76%
76% of the estimated vote counts. We have a ways to go, considerable ways to go, but 49.1 to 49%.
It's so close, so that's already going to be a runoff. We know that.
I just want to show you one interesting dynamic in this state as Walker now has pulled into the lead. If you look at the governor's race, it's not that close, right? You see an 8-point lead there for the incumbent Republican governor. Right?
Brian Kemp up 251,000 votes.
So watch this when we come back to
She's
the
already asleep, but I'll text her anyway.
Almost 3,000.
So you're looking through each of the counties here across the great state of Georgia. Watch when we pull this up to give you a sense. Where are the counties where Herschel Walker is underperforming Governor Kemp? That would be almost everywhere.
Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, that would be almost
Herschel
everywhere.
Walker
So
is
what happening?
underperforming. If that is not the sentence of the century, I don't know what is.
Welcome
Welcome to the 21st century, you all.
Kemp is overperforming Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker is
Democrats.
underperforming.
Votes overwhelming.
That's
You might
a
say
t-shirt.
He's getting blown out here. Yes, he is. He is getting blown out here. But margins matter in close races. So
There
look
you
at
go.
Brian Kemp with 28% of the vote in Fulton County, the most populous county in the state. County Joe Biden won by 46 points, more than 46 points. Brian Kemp's getting 28%. Herschel Walker's getting 23%. 23%. So that's where in terms of where the people live in a Democratic area, in a large area, that's one way to look at it. But it's also happening out
You all
here.
can
I'm
be
just gonna
free
pick
to
the
ask
language.
questions, make
Rural
some
county in
predictions,
Georgia. This is
Cry
Randolph
River,
County.
you
It's
know,
tiny,
all of the
less than
above,
1% of the vote.
all
But
of
look at
the
Herschel
above.
Walker getting 74% of the vote there, and Raphael Warnock getting 25%. If you round that up, then you come over here to the governor's race. Brian Kemp getting a point or two higher, and Stacey Abrams lower. So Raphael Warnock is getting a few more votes in these very white rural counties. He's overperforming Stacey Abrams in these areas. It makes a difference in the close race. You might have 50 votes here or 100 votes there. When you get in the governor's race, it's not close, so you say, oh, it doesn't matter. When you get here,
Sorry, Stacey,
during this conversation,
it's going the
Senator
wrong
Warnock
way
is
for the
ahead
blacks
by
in Texas.
5,499 votes.
Continue,
As these
Philip.
votes come in,
Tell us more. Tell us more. Changing
the fact
expectations is
that Governor
actually
Kemp
Philip,
is
just so
doing a
that you
little
all
better in
know.
the strongly Democratic areas matters big time.
So
in these
sad.
states. And the fact that Herschel Walker in these red counties all across Georgia is running a little bit behind the Republican incumbent Governor Jake, it matters. The margins matter.
It
The
sure
margins
does,
matter.
Don King. Thanks so much. Voting is about to end in 3 more states.
All right, give me a
including
few more
Nevada.
seconds and then I'll start the shit show. Thank you.
Could tip the scale in the fight for the control of the U.S. Senate.
Fight for control of
We
the
have
U.S.
three
Senate.
races for you now.
I love how they
Two
make
early to call.
elections
The
seem like
US
it's like
Senate race in Nevada between Senator
Game of
Cortez
Thrones.
Masto
Fight for your life.
Mr.
Like-
Laxalt, Adam Laxalt.
like it's like
It is too
Street
early to
Fighter.
call. We do not have
You
any
lose.
information for you there to project. In terms of Utah, between incumbent
Republican.
Republican Senator Mike Lee and his challenger, independent Evan McClellan, also too early to call. The balance
Too
of power
early
in
to
the
call.
U.S. Senate, as we've been telling you all night, this is key. There are 40 Democratic senators, 40 Republican senators, 20 seats outstanding. That is where
Hey, love you all black. Thank you all for tuning
focusing
in.
on Republican.
I'm about to start the shit show. Just
net seats
texting a few
in
people
order
to
to
keep them
regain
abreast
control
and let them
of the US
know
Senate. But right now,
that I'm
it's stuck
on
at 40-40.
here.
Boris Sanchez
You know,
now has
election
projection
night,
that the governor
all the
is projecting.
festivities here.
Yeah, Jake, a trio
Mhm.
of projections to
For the
bring in
blacks.
all of them Republican
For the
incumbents
blacks,
hanging
Black
on,
Issues,
including in
Issues,
the state
you know.
of South Dakota, where Democrats have not elected a governor since the
Democrats have not
1970s.
elected.
There, Christy Nome earns another 4
Oh,
years.
Republican,
Katie
South
James Smith,
Dakota.
She is someone that potentially
Another
has
one bites the
presidential,
dust.
if not vice
Sorry.
presidential aspirations for 2024.
Mm.
An update now, a projection from the state of Oklahoma.
State of
There,
Oklahoma?
Kevin Stitt getting a
Republican!
national Republican.
Another Republican!
Influx of cash there. He defeats Democratic challenger Joy Hoffmeister to earn a return.
There you
to the
go.
governor's
So
mansion
again,
in
continue
Oklahoma.
to make some
An
predictions.
update
Tell
now
me what
from
you
the
think.
state of Vermont.
Laugh and cry
In a
with
state
me.
that Joe Biden won by a considerable margin,
Mm-mm-mm.
Republican Governor Phil Scott earns another 4 years. He is the only Republican holding on to statewide office in that state as he defeats progressive
Vermont.
engineer Brenda Siegel. A number of key race alerts to bring you now. Beginning in the state of Texas, Republican
Oh,
incumbent Greg
this is
Abbott
what you were talking
building
about,
on
Philip.
his lead. He's now 368,000
The
votes
crisis
ahead
is
of Beto
the.
O'Rourke with 58%
Oh,
of the
continue
vote
your
in-
comment,
in the Lone
HD.
Star
It
State.
cut off.
Let's get a look at
Thoughts
Michigan.
about
Right now,
Oprah not
Governor
endorsing Dr. Oz.
roughly the same
Yes, I
race,
talked
maybe
about that
like
before
a
you
slimmer
came on,
advantage
Adam.
than the last
That
time we checked in
I
on
blame
her
Oprah for
contest
ruining
Dixon.
America.
36,000 votes ahead for the
She's
Democratic
responsible
incumbent
for
with 16%
unleashing
of the vote in.
not
An update
COVID-19,
now.
but
Again,
Dr.
from
Oz on
Georgia,
us
Brian Kemp
as
gets
a
247,000
pathogen.
votes
It's
ahead of
all her
Stacey
fault.
Abrams. Notable in this rematch,
Shameful.
last time around, Kemp only won
Shameful.
by about 50,000 votes. This is a
Yeah.
much bigger lead, and as you
So
just saw,
Stacey
he added
Abrams.
another 1,000 votes to that advantage, 77% of the vote in Georgia. We finished
Damn.
with Wisconsin. The key
So
race
again,
right there,
these
85,000
results
votes
can switch at
separated
any time
these two
because
candidates. Tony
you
Evers,
know
the
they're
incumbent,
coming in,
holding
and
on
you
to an
know
advantage
it
over election
depends also on the
Michael.
percentage and
35%
different
of the
counties
vote in
because
Wisconsin.
gerrymandering
As
can
we
go
turn it over to Casey
over-index
Hunt,
one
now,
candidate versus
also
another.
Senate
So
race in
you
Wisconsin.
can't really read too much into it until it becomes like, yo, like, yeah, you lost. You know, you lose.
Georgia.
So
Which is where we've been talking about all night.
Georgia on my mind.
By 0.1%. Look at that.
0.1%
2,300 or so votes.
1% right now.
From Herschel Walker at this
With
hour. We've got
77%. So it's gonna be a runoff.
I think it's
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter how much she wins by at this point. Like,
Let's take a look at Wisconsin.
if they don't
Obviously,
win by
we saw,
like,
what Boris
you
was
know,
pointing out is
all outright,
somewhere
like it's
on
going to
the
be
Senate side, Mandela Barnes, the Democrat, sitting at 51.8%, but that is not as strong as the gubernatorial candidate. Ron Johnson, the incumbent Republican, at 48%. We expect this to be one of the
Okay, I don't
closest
even know what's
Senate
going on
contests
here.
throughout the night. We've
just
only got
texting a whole bunch of
34%
people.
of the vote in.
It's always a tie. That's the way the system works.
Pretty dramatically since
Yep.
last time we really looked at it.
Black
Democratic
box
is now
voting.
2.1%.
Ooh, I will. HD coming in with the resources. I love you, Black, for that. Appreciate it. Appreciate
depending on
it.
how close it remains. Right now, about 146,000 votes.
All right.
separating them. Fetterman has been
All right. In a few
underperforming
more
the
seconds,
Democratic
I'm going
candidate in
to start with the
governor's
shit
race,
show.
Shapiro. So another thing to
I know
keep
you
an
all
eye
been
on.
excited.
Let's check in on Ohio, where
And,
J.D.
you
Vance
know,
has expanded his lead
it's
a
gonna
little
be
bit
fun.
over Democrat Tim Ryan, the congressman who's challenging him. This is, of course,
right.
retiring
Who else was
Republican
I
Rob
gonna
Corbin's
do?
seat, so if Vance can hang
Jeez.
on to this lead, it'll
Haven't
represent a
seen Keith in
Republican
so
vote
long.
of 53.4% to Ryan's 46.6%. We still do, of course, have about 30% of the vote outstanding there. Now let's go down to North Carolina. Where
All right,
Todd
that's
Biden
it.
still
I'm
leading.
done. You all need to be sharing too. Thank you. Spread the love.
47.1%,
Spread the love.
retiring
Woo!
Republican Richard.
So you all getting it live and direct. Some of you who don't have cable, some of you who refuse to have cable, all of that, you're using it. You're using mine. Perfectly fine.
Now 83% in North Carolina. And
Gordon.
let's check back in New Hampshire. This is one that a lot of people were looking to for signs of potentially an early Republican wave if John Bolduc, the Republican, had a
All
particularly
right.
strong showing.
YouTube.
So far, that's just not happening.
Oh my God, my phone has been on not data. All right.
Down at 41.5.
I love you all black.
About 40% of the vote in there. So
Oops,
things
I
could still
can't
change,
even.
but I will say.
There we go.
Democrats
All right.
about New Hampshire right
And
now.
we're black.
Well, it's a
We're
nice
black.
state. Of course you're saying nice.
Black
Let's
issues,
take a look at the
issues,
balance of
and
power.
sometimes solutions.
Right now in the competitive seats, remember, we're looking at 82 competitive House seats.
82 competitive House seats.
There are 82 competitive
Let's see
ones.
here. My phone is doing whatever my phone does. I'm just going to drop it here. I don't know what else to do with it.
That we think are too
There you go. So,
right now, in those 51, Democrats are leading in 39 of them. Republicans are leading in 12 of them. It's early.
it's
We
early.
do not know that this is going to be determinative, but this is certainly, if you're a Democrat watching at home, better news than
Oh, I
what
found my
a lot
other
of
remote.
Republicans
Yay.
are hoping for at this point in the night.
Okay.
Let's go over to the magic wall right now.
Magic wall.
John King, let's take a look and
Magic wall time. Magic wall time.
there is a little county, a little district in Virginia.
It's magic wall time.
Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger's district, and I'm wondering, it's changed to blue.
It has changed to blue. And we
Changed
talked
to
about
blue.
what's happening. 3 competitive districts in the Commonwealth.
I guess you're coming in a second, Adam.
Of Virginia, excuse me. The Republicans hope to pick up all 3. They thought maybe they could get 2. The Western race we called a little earlier.
Oh, that's Virginia. Virginia's a blue state, by the
So then
way.
we come down and again,
They have
Washington
blue
DC
laws.
is here.
Blue laws are really weird. You can't like sell liquor on Sundays. It's really weird.
But 4,863 votes with 98% of the vote in, estimated vote in. So still some counting to do. So
All right, don't care. Okay, and we're black. So again, 2022, 2 years after George Floyd, is America going black to normal? Does America not care about racial justice anymore? Does America just want to still run around and free Ukraine and free all these other places and act as if we have the money to do so, even though we owe all this money to China? And that's why inflation is what it is. And we haven't talked about the national debt in so long. But that's why we have MAGA. That's why we have the Republicans, because the Republicans believe in austerity. The Republicans believe in limited government. The Republicans believe in don't do that. Just build the wall. Build the wall. And don't tax the rich. And we're black. That's why we're here. And so, I'm just here. And, I'm going to introduce you to my twins here. Okay, hold on. Let me just do the comments and then, we'll have them. Because they're very sweet, and sometimes I need to be a little quiet because they get a little scared if we're too loud. Okay, sorry. All right, so Sarah Huckabee Sanders running for governor of Arkansas. Peace be with you. So you don't. What is your issue, Adam? Be specific. What is your issue with Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Let me know. And then now, what Black issues are on the ballot? They ain't worried about any issues but corporate issues and lining their pockets through perpetual war and oppression of the people's voices. HD for the Blacks. Exactly. I could not have said it any better. You win the comment of the evening, Lindy. Yes. Yes. I mean, reparations is not on there at all. And let me see. I can't. Oh my God. By the time I show, I'm just gonna have to describe it, because if I point it up to the screen, you're not gonna be able to see it. And then for me to go into the thing and upload the image of it, it'll just take too long. So just trust me, be on this ride with me, and I'll explain it. So it is an image of a truck, and the car says Democrat, the license plate says Democrats, and then there's a black person that's like thrown out of the front seat of the car, and then there's an arrow that says black people. So it's just like, and the election, the road is going towards the street sign says, 2 miles to, 2 days to the election, or 2 miles to the election. So yeah, I mean, that's what they do. The Democrats just go, we're better than the Republicans. You need us and vote for us. And then they don't do anything. They don't do anything. They come to our churches. They come to our beauty salons. They kiss some babies. And then they don't follow through with anything. The lift every voice and sing plan. And then they complain about how the Republicans keep them, and don't have them, la la la, woo, Mitch McConnell, and so there's never really any solutions. This is more issues, right? For the blacks. So there goes your answer to that. And I love you, black, and we're black. So I'm going to introduce you to my twins here. So this is, shout out to Keith. Keith helped me to design this along with Kathlina, who I need to text message that I'm on live right now. And also Tanda and a bunch of, I do need to text these people. The Blowers, Influencers, and Black Spirits of the Black Issues Black Experience. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe to Black Issues on the YouTube. Please share this video out. Please continue to comment, like, and share. I love you, Black, for all of that. And there's also Black Issues Venmo and Black Issues Cash App. I'm always open to more emoji pillows. My Blowers and Influencers over the years have gifted me with several. This is by far my favorite. Thank you so much, Adam. Adam gifted me this one because we're fucked. And this is like the best. It's just so great. We're matching. It's great. And then we'll turn it on again. I mean, whatever, they're just doing Virginia right now. So this is Allie. No, this is All Lives Matter Alma. This is the MAGA baby. And this is Allie the ally. So let's do this. Let's do a quick little war here. So, and we're black. Well, you need to know that all of that Antifa, Black Lives Matter, that was burning down police stations was absolutely horrible. And that is why crime is up, okay? And the police are now scared. They're scared to sit there and do anything about crime because they're so scared to be accused of brutality. But that is why there's more brutality in the streets, because crime is up, violent crime is up. Well, we do have to regulate the police stations, and we do have to regulate the police officers, and we have to regulate all of these things, because if there isn't for any type of government intervention, it'll just go wild. No, okay? The reason why prices are up and inflation is up is because of all of the regulation. These poor corporations, they have to pass the extra cost onto the consumer. No, don't you know that gas prices are inflated because these private corporations want to inflate the gas prices? It is not because of inflation. It's because they're inflated because people are greedy. No. What do you mean by greedy? Is it the American way? No. And we're black. Welcome, Black, to Black Issues. This is live election coverage. I'm here speaking truth to power, celebrating the last vestiges of democracy, the last time that America can call any other country a shithole. This will probably be, you probably already experienced the last Black Friday where you weren't fighting over toilet tissue because the shit's about to hit the fan. Speaking of shit, I've retired the brown poop emoji pillow because I think it's triggering to Blacks. And so I do have one for any type of queer issues because they've been shitted on quite a bit, in terms of the bathrooms, in terms of like sports and things like that. So poop, what I'm saying? Anytime you want to pick on the trans and pick on the LGBTQAI plus community, stop that. And we're black. And so, let's get another, okay, so, we got, House seat, Republican defeats whoever that Democrat was. So let's see here. I'm about to, turn the TV back black on for a second, just to hear. And thank you so much, Philip, for the blog. I love you, Black, yeah,
Veteran who served in
okay.
Afghanistan.
And, he served in Afghanistan. He's a war hero. Oh, here goes New York, turning red.
Staten Island and part of Brooklyn.
Yup. Nicole Maliatakis,
Max Rose,
big time
so
Trump
balance
Trump
of power,
supporter.
right now in the US
She
House
beat
of
Max Rose
Representatives.
again.
81
So,
Democrats in the
there
House,
goes that.
145 Republicans.
I'm telling you, these white
Five
people are
pickups,
done. They're like,
9 seats remaining.
Republicans have already picked up
218
5.
to control the US House.
So I usually have my crystal ball. I don't have it. It's just too many props today. But I usually look into my crystal ball. I'll get Black to you in a second, Adam. And I make my predictions. And I think there's some white people. I'll get to you in a second, Adam, that have just had enough. They're like, what? Like, it's wrong to be white? Like, according to who? Like, they're tired of sensitivity training. They're tired of diversity training. They're tired of all these books and these memes and these YouTube channels and these experts that are running around the country sitting there talking about white this, white that, white this, white privilege, white power, white. And they're done. And they're QAnoning and they're dark webbing and they're like militia arming themselves and they're just done. They're just done. And they'll go vote for whoever. They go vote for Herschel Walker. They don't care. They just, because again, I keep saying this, the Republicans are smart enough to know that politics is emotional. It is not rational. So the Democrats keep trying to reason with people and say that we have the better argument. We're smart. Look at it. You vote for us because we make sense. I'm like, but people don't make sense. That's the issue. That's the issue. People don't make sense. So you're sitting here thinking you're being smart, Democrats. No. And that's why, a lot of these Republicans are winning. Let me get Black to you. Trump coming with the big announcement on Monday. Yeah. I mean, I'm just upset that I'm not upset, but I've just been like for, I don't know, this apartment, it's just a different setup for me. So I just I haven't done what I was doing before with the shit show. But yeah, I mean, I've been making these predictions, talking to my friends on the phone, like, yo, like shit's done. Like Trump is going to run again. Like he has climbed through every loophole. Apparently you can be investigated as a president and still run again. The Constitution never delineated these specific caveats because they never predicted that anybody would be this ensconced in malfeasance to the degree that Trump is. And so Trump just looks at all, talks to his lawyers and like, you know what? Oh, we can do that. Oh, we can do that. And that's what it is. It's just a money grab. It's just a money grab. It's genius. Like, Trump is he's like a cancer. He's just like going to worm his way through, and end America as we know it. And it will be America's fault because he is just a reflection of the America that already exists. Because in order for him to win, he needs supporters. He needs people to believe in him. And these people who believe in him have already had these thoughts before Trump. So Trump is just a larger manifestation and reflection of who these people already are, and the angst and the pain and the fear that they feel, whether we think it's real or not. If they feel like they're in pain, they're going to act out and they're going to do things like January 6th. So hell yeah, he's going to run for president again. Like, that's so done. That is so done. Tanda, let me text Tanda because I know Tanda for years was supporting the Black Issues Black experience. Who else? But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's done. It's done. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I also think okay, let's say the Democrats win, right? There's a whole bunch of people that are extremely mad at America, extremely mad at their own living condition right now. So even after the votes are counted, that doesn't mean that they're just going to go back to normal and clock in tomorrow to go to work. What are we doing to actually heal this divide? What are we actually doing to talk across the aisle? What are we because these people are mad. This is not rational, okay, we all believe in the vote, we all believe in counting, we all believe in democracy, and even if we don't like it, we're going to play fair, and that's just what we do because we're grown-ups. This is not Mr. Rogers here. This is not Sesame Street here. This is not even Muppet Babies. This is absolute buck wild grown adults with drugs and ammunition and no rationale and feeling like everything's going to hell and they're going to drag you down with them. That's what we're dealing with here. And so I think that Biden is doing a terrible job of really articulating in a trauma-informed way how to unify this country. I feel like you can't just like pop up like a leprechaun every once in a while and go, some like drowsy, sleepy speech, and then like, shine up Obama's and then, turn them on, put some Energizer batteries in his backpack, go gadget, like make some sense, and like have snarky Obama just come out and kind of be like a salve. No, like this is it's messaging. Y'all got, like, the Democrats need to get ahead in front of the fuck that. I'm turning to Fox. What the hell am I doing, Adam? Putting on CNN. No. Fox is so much more fun. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, the Republicans are so much better at controlling the narrative. You know what I'm saying? And getting ahead of the narrative and like creating the narrative, right? Like seeding the narrative. And the Republicans, the Democrats, they fucking suck. They suck. Because again, they rely on thinking that if they're just smart and wear a suit, that people will believe them. And I'm just like, no, because this is the vitriol here.
It's a shift to the Republicans, but not a wave. I think the House gets a clear rebuke for overspending,
Here we go.
inflation, and the economy.
There you go.
But
See, this is real. This is real.
Particularly the Trump candidates are struggling. And to me, this looked like Florida was
Y'all hear this?
a real wave.
Live on Fox.
An affirmation of DeSantis as a potential Republican presidential candidate. And I think this puts Donald Trump in a very difficult position.
So, Mark, we talked about closing messages and
Live TV, y'all. Live TV.
that's closing with threats to democracy, talking about abortion off of the Roe v. Wade decision overturned. But now, when you look at
Thank you all. Tell me all where you all are watching from. Tell me who you voted for, what your predictions are. This is why I watch Fox.
With seats. Look, I always think messages that bring the country together, that win swing voters, are better messages for the long term.
Oh,
It's
said
how
that
you
earlier.
ultimately win presidential races. I think Democrats rallied their base. They avoided some really difficult issues, but I think it was a divisive message. And I think the country comes out of this election just as divided as it was before.
Didn't I say that?
It's not going to be resolved.
Didn't I say that?
The voters said they don't want Joe Biden or Donald Trump running for president. The country wants to move forward, and until they get to move forward, they're going to be very evenly divided, and that's what I think we're seeing.
Boom.
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean that Trump is not going to run.
I mean, look,
Trump has to win because he has to distract from all the legal jeopardy that he's
The
in.
days where we would see these major pendulum swings, we're seeing a pendulum nudge.
Well,
Right? I mean,
it could be a pretty
Fox
good
is
swing.
great.
well, it might be,
Well,
but when
even
even
the spread of the majority.
but here's the thing: when you're looking, I mean, and Bill, I think did a
See,
very
people
good
just
job
automatically
of
dismiss
going
Fox.
through
Like,
it.
no, I'm like, no, you
Segment.
have to understand how the other side is thinking so that you understand the next move that the other side is about to do.
They're not get it. If they can't knock off an Abigail Spanberger, if they can't win that seat in Rhode Island, now there's a lot of territory to go, and so believe me, I'm not. I've been out of the predictions business since 2016.
Predictions!
But those are the races they need to win.
And I had predicted, y'all know who've been watching me, I had predicted on live Facebook Live that Trump was going to win in 2016, way back and way black and like what? I think September, I think I did. I was like, yo, there's people who owe me $100.
By these razor thin margins, Mark's absolutely right. It's just showing how absolutely divided we are as a people. There's no huge mandate
What
right
about
now.
the fact that you're moving the needle in places that Biden won by 10 and 12 and 15 points? So when you look at some of the House races that the GOP picked up in the last round, they moved that needle, right? So it's not always done, in a large way. Sometimes it's incremental in some of these
I think
states.
what we're seeing is the needle is just keep moving back and forth, just right of center or left of center, because a lot of those districts were ones that people were saying, in 2018, Democrats are moving the needle on, winning seats that were traditionally Republican
Carl,
seats.
weigh in. What do you have?
Well, look, with all due respect to Mo, the Democrats didn't move the needle last time around. The Republicans did in 2020, and they're moving it again in 2022. and from having gone from a Democrat substantial majority in the House before the 2020 elections to where the Democrats are going to lose tonight control of the House, and it will be a considerable number. It will be 20 or 25 seats.
You hear this?
Somehow reading good things for Democrats out of that.
I'm just texting a person or two more. Sorry.
Dana, the other thing is in the Senate side, the next cycle really sets up for Republicans
yeah.
as far as the map goes and what's being defended and what's being gone after. So this cycle actually was not a great cycle if you look at the map.
Right, so I'll just give you one example, and that is of West Virginia. Okay, so that, well, you have Joe Manchin there, who has been
Mansion.
kind of a thorn in the White House's side,
Yep.
however, came through in the end in the Inflation Reduction Act, which a lot of people who are voting on the economy today are saying,
And
actually,
cinema.
we didn't like that.
Shout out to
And
Arizona,
then
by the
there's
way.
energy
God
issues.
help Arizona. There's all kinds of election interference happening there.
Joe
Terrifying.
Manchin is in the energy state. And he's in
Terrifying.
West Virginia. He had to rebuke the president for saying that he was going to end all coal jobs the other day. The president's press secretary came out and said, "Oh, sorry, his words were twisted. No, actually, he said what he meant." That's going to be just one of those races out there. And another one, Brett, is in Montana. John Tester is the incumbent. He did win, but it was a close race. And if he decides to run again, that will be another squeaker. But there's many races where Republicans could do well in 2024.
That's the, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, brother.
Mark and Mo, question. So what do you think the president's takeaway is here? It's likely, an overwhelming likelihood he's gonna lose the House. Could lose the Senate, maybe not.
Damn.
Suppose they keep the Senate. What does he take away from this? Does he adjust his agenda? Does he full speed ahead? What does he do? What do you think, Mark?
Well, look, I wanted the president to adjust his agenda for a long time, right? I think there's going to be some meetings at the White House. If they change the staff, then I think the president's going to change the agenda. I think if he doesn't change the staff, I think they're going to stick to it.
Yep.
I think Joe Biden wants to run for president. He wants to stick with his agenda. He does not want to change. He is not a Bill
He
Clinton,
sucks.
whom I worked with, who did radically change after these kinds of results. If you see him change the White House, however, then I think all bets are off.
No.
Look, I mean, I think the president's already started signaling what he's going to want to talk about.
And
We'll see what he does come out. I mean, they say he's going to make a statement tomorrow, right? I think I heard that. So I think we'll start to see some tea leaves there. I think part of it depends on what a new Republican majority in the House does as well, though.
I get that, but what do you think the president's gonna
Thank you.
do?
I got some donations. I love you all blacks for that. BlackIssuesISSUES Cash App, BlackIssuesISSUES Venmo, and please subscribe. So I got some subscribers. I love you all blacks for that. Welcome to
Out west in Texas, the Latino Republicans hoping to make inroads in the border districts. We talked about that. We'll bring you there. As Fox
Ooh,
News
the
Fox
border.
2020.
Fox talking about the border is like catnip. They love talking about the border. Woo! So welcome, Black. For those of you who are watching because you can't afford cable, for those of you who are watching because you adore me, for those of you who are watching for the comments, for those of you who are watching because of the emoji pillows and my twins, Allie the Ally and MAGA baby, All Lives Matter Alma. I love you all black. So let me get to the comments again. I was speaking to conservative Republicans yesterday, and they said we need to just respect one another's decisions, respect wanting to take away rights. How do I respect that? Well, there you have it, because we are now in the continuum of electoral ideology or political ideology. We're now into extremism. And so when you get to the level of extremism, but then you still want to do this whole polite, genteel respect, right? Because we still want to hold on to vestiges of a civilization and society, right? Well, what do you do? Violence is usually what ends up happening. Like it doesn't square. It doesn't work that way, because I'm polite to you and I'm respecting you, but the policies that you're voting for and the people that you're voting to be in power want to kill me. So at what point is violence justifiable, right? Like it's very cringeworthy. Like, oh yeah, you can't say that. But unfortunately, I think America's a little spoiled and a little ahistorical in terms of their inability to really understand more than action figures and violent video games, like what totalitarian takeovers sound like, look like, and feel like. We just like to demonize them. Bad Fidel! Bad Stalin! Bad communism! Bad. You know, we just like to bad! This is bad! It's bad! And we think that we can just like shame other political insurrections except for our own founding of the country. Like the way America was founded, I mean, listen to our national anthem, right? Like bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Like our national anthem is extremely violent, right? But yet we don't think about, you know, how political extremism can lead to violence, and we act like, you know, like we're shy, like we're too young to talk about sex. Like what the hell, huh? Like this is humanity. I mean, this has been time immemorial, you know. And so America likes to think that we can go over and send our military someplace and like quell down that, you know, democratic upheaval over there and install some election watchers and UN peacekeepers. Like we like to think that we're above the fray in that regard, that like we don't do that. Oh no, that's not how we do America. You know, but that's a drug. That's a drug. Judgment is a drug. We get high off of it. We get high in America off of thinking that we're so much better than all these other countries. And that direction of the country, 75% of Fox voters think that direction of the country is wrong. There you go. Love you, Black Bernita. Let me do a quick little reset. Welcome, Black, to Black Issues live election night coverage. I got the shit show here. I got my twins here. You know, I have the flying pig emoji. Woo! This is the last vestiges of democracy. Yeah. So, you know, I have a lot of props. Let's see. North Carolina Senate seat, Black woman might win. Oh, no, she's losing. Sorry. Herschel Walker, I know that is like the race of races. So far is in a statistical dead heat, which means it will be a runoff. Moment of silence for that. But I knew this. I needed to be doing more videos and more content, like, and do my predictions, because my predictions are usually right. Like I predicted that Trump was going to win. Like, come on, like I think people don't understand that America is an algorithm. Just like, you know, we keep talking about algorithms. Like, how come you keep seeing these things on, you know, when you get on Instagram? Yeah, because they're very predictive. The algorithm is, what is your pattern? And we're going to show you more of things that are similar to your pattern, right? So America has a pattern. America has a motherfucking pattern, okay? It has a pattern of whiteness being disillusioned and victimized, right? And feeling entitled. And whenever they get too close to, the datalist, and they fly too close to the sun, they lose it. And then they go buck wild, and we get extremism. Like, that's America. You know? Let's go with the here we go. And we're Black. So that was a bad camera angle. Won't do that again. I did already, but you know, whatever. But like, you know, we're here. And so let's see. A hard fought. Oh, well, there goes the term running. Hard fought Nevada Senate race, too close to call. So she's live in the wind, her little Columbia windbreaker. Let's see.
Totals, or at least the turnout totals that we've seen throughout the day. Republicans had
and a moment of silence.
2.5 times in Washington County. So the dependence on those rural counties for Laxalt really may not be as large as what's expected. But we have another issue here when you look at turnout. I mean, we have early voting, but also these mail-in ballots. In this state, you
and
could
shout out to Jay.
postmark
Jay
your
gifted me
mail-in
with
ballot
these
by today,
glasses. So
will still
thank you so
count,
much for
or you could
that.
have
So
the option to drop
yeah, don't
it
be
off
afraid
in
to like
person.
gift me with
And in
things.
some
I
of those
love
cases,
them.
those
People
mail-in
give me
ballots
emoji
will
pillows.
not be counted
They
tonight.
donate to Cash
could
App
take
and
up
Venmo
to
Black
7
Issues.
days.
They do all kinds of things. They show
Okay,
love. And I
Alexandra,
love
thank
you,
you
Black.
so
I love
much.
you more
We
for
do
all
have
of
a
it.
race call to make, and that is in Pennsylvania.
Oh!
For governor, we can now project that Judge Shapiro, the Democrat, will beat Doug Mastriano. Shapiro, the Attorney General, has run a pretty strong race. He's running well ahead of the Senate candidate there, Lieutenant Governor Fetterman.
The Democrat won. What do we do?
call.
What do we do?
There was
I don't
concern
even know
about,
what emoji
in Republican circles, but Democrats
to hold up
remember,
for that.
spent a lot of money putting
Yay!
Mastriano, supporting him in the primary.
Yay,
There
the
were
Democrat
separate
won.
candidates around
I
the country
guess.
that They did that to Shapiro, though, to his credit,
Oh.
ran a pretty tight race.
Tight
one
race.
In which a lot of luminaries came in to support him, and he will win.
I mean, I
with
think
a pretty big spread.
even though
It's another race where we talked a lot
Like,
about whether or
a
not there's
Democrat
split
won, I mean, I still think that
decision
we're
between, that voters have
in
between
the
Shapiro and Dr.
pig
Meadows
flying,
in that race. We've got a ways to go
like
before we can
portion
get
of
to
the
any decision
timeline
there.
of America. You know, like
Mastriano
I think
obviously,
it's really
could not
crazy right
stand up
now.
to
Like
the challenge of Josh Shapiro,
you
who
know,
was,
the climate change,
very
the Black
middle
Lives
of the road,
Matter
was very
mattering,
well liked
the
in state
trans
of Pennsylvania,
bathroom
he was
issues.
56 to
I mean,
42
you know,
in that
Trump.
race. So let's bring in Republican
You know,
Tim Scott,
COVID's no
who
longer a
has
thing,
had
but
a very
you know,
good night and will serve
I
another
just
term
think that
in
like
the United States Senate.
it's
He
really
has,
like
been a very
scary,
popular
you know,
senator.
Herschel
and,
Walker, I mean,
also one who gets
it's
a lot of
really
attention
good.
on the national stage as well. Senator, congratulations to you.
Oh,
Win this
Tim
evening.
Scott?
Your thoughts on your win?
there you go.
What else
We got a
is going
Blake.
on?
We got a Blake. Woo! Yeah. Wow. 62% in South Carolina.
There you go.
There we go.
What can I hear?
Whoa.
Okay. I'm going to assume that you asked how's it going over here. We're doing well. We are looking at the numbers around the country. Certainly, we thank
Wow.
the voters of South Carolina for an opportunity
Hey,
to
man.
continue to represent them for the next 6 years. Looking around the country, I'm really excited. I'm still leaning into.
Oh, Blended, I love you, Black, for that. Thank you so much for the support and the love. You just broke down our whole political mindset. Ooh, ooh, is that Dallas? Blue cheese? Bootlegs?
Excited about where we are.
Is that Dallas,
Senator
Ken?
Trey Gowdy, I think, has a question.
I love you, Black.
Trey?
Yeah,
Senator,
so.
why was it so close?
Oh, now they're being snarky with the sarcasm.
I didn't do all that.
This is why I watch Fox. This is why I watch Fox. Because
I agree with you, Trey. Thank you for,
this Negro is grinning, ear to ear.
Anything else you want to ask him?
I am not gonna ask you what they're asking me, which is what your
Republican.
future plans are. My guess is to go to bed and get some sleep. Are those your future
See, look at my
plans?
timing, my divine timing. I yawn. They say to go to sleep.
That's
That's why y'all tune into Black Issues Issues. It's just like synergy. You know, it's
one of the things I have in my
synergy here.
future is buying the Dallas Cowboys. You're 100% right.
There you go. Hey, Senator, as you bounced around the country, and you were very popular surrogate for a lot of candidates,
And
we asked this to Virginia Governor Young.
we're Black, yeah.
What did you see coming back as far as the issues?
Tim
and what
Scott.
did you take from that to if Republicans control the
And Tim
Senate?
Scott
what
is
do
like
you do?
decent compared to Herschel Walker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but the one thing we have to do is create the contrast
There you
between the Biden administration and common sense. So you think about the fact that we have enough energy resources in this country to be energy independent. We should focus on that as a priority. You think about 19 months of inflation outpacing pay increases. That means that Biden has delivered a pay cut to the American people. 8 months, over 8%. Devastating impact for people who grew up like I did in a single parent household, working paycheck to paycheck. We can turn the spigot off, slow down the spending in Washington. That means your paycheck will go up because inflation will go down. We have to secure our borders. If we are serious about American security, we have to stop the flow of fentanyl across our southern border. We also have to make sure that we do not find 98 more people on the terrorist watch list crossing our southern border. So finding a way to create an impediment on our southern border is one of the fastest ways for us.
I
to
told you,
prove
they
to the
love
American
talking
people
about the border.
we're
The
listening.
border is catnip on Fox News.
As we look across the state
There you
right
go.
now, across the country right now, there's still this question about whether or not there is a red wave this evening, and it seems to be a bit tempered, at least at this moment.
What the Black? Oh, yeah.
And if that is the case, why do you
Double
think that?
entendre.
Well, there's
Thank
no
you.
doubt that all the polls
My
came
hand
out
hurts.
last
I'll be
week,
fully
week, last
transparent
2
as a
weeks, suggesting that
performance
we were
artist
heading
here.
in the right direction. I said across the country, keep the pedal to the metal. I think it's premature for us to figure out whether it's a red wave or not. I would suggest that we should continue to focus on those battleground states. The good news is the states that were in question, Georgia, North Carolina,
Wisconsin, Ohio.
They
we're
love the
still
border.
in really good positions there. Pennsylvania, I'm still very optimistic.
Oh,
But in the pickup states,
sorry,
if you think
Fetterman.
about where we are going to be in Nevada and Arizona State and Arizona, I think we still have a strong chance to finish strong.
Senator Scott, we appreciate your time.
There you go.
Cue the
Finish
people behind you.
strong. Finish strong.
Let's hear it for the people.
Go Republicans. Go GOP. Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Ow. Woo. Woo. I feel naked. I feel naked. Woo. Woo. Y'all can see me for who I am. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
may be a pattern. It may be real. It may change. I'm not
Please
quite
still
sure.
nominate me for a Peabody, please.
Go through, and then I'll take you down to Georgia as well.
Here
So
you go.
this are the
Will it still be
2020
slanted?
results in eastern Pennsylvania
How did
and
I do it
Northampton
before?
County. Now, when we went into the
It was like
election
that?
2 years ago, this is one of
Oh,
those
man, it doesn't look
bellwether
as good.
counties that always predicts the winner. Okay, so
Is
this
it?
is what I just want to show
I
you
mean,
here.
it is what it is.
These are just
Thank you.
percentages only. It's not
And we're
raw
black.
votes, okay, so Biden's a tick under 50%.
Oh, they're
in
polling.
Northampton County. And this year, Fetterman is running ahead of that. Okay, now there's only about 60% of the vote in, estimated vote in. So let me just change this one more time here. You see where Biden's margin is?
Strong army
Now you
and
see
war on
Fetterman.
drugs is the red
Now,
wave talking.
Draw your
Yep.
attention up to
Yep.
here, to this
Yep.
corner, okay?
And the
That's
trans bathroom.
7,200 raw votes leading
Mm-hmm.
in Northampton County for Fetterman over Oz with about 60% of the vote in, okay?
They're
I'm
doing the
going to
math.
change it and show you what happened 2 years ago.
2 years
See
ago.
the differences, 1,200. So Fetterman is doing better in this part of
Than Biden.
Pennsylvania as it stands right now. Now,
The
hang with me
woke
down
mob.
Here, okay? I'm going to clear this. This is the city of Philadelphia. Now, I'm going to show you some numbers that are going to blow your mind, okay?
Blow your mind.
If you're
Blow your mind.
in Pennsylvania, you have to crush the numbers in Philadelphia.
Crush the
Look
numbers.
what Joe Biden
Crush
did
the numbers.
2 years ago. Yeah. 471,000 raw votes.
Ooh.
The state was just decided by 88,000 or so.
However,
So Biden was up around 81%
Mhm.
at the moment
okay.
in this current Senate race.
Drum roll, please.
This is Fetterman. So slightly below,
Slightly below.
but look at this
Woke
one.
mob not turning out.
160,000. If you were to take it, I would ask my math genius across
Do it. Do the
board.
math genius. Math
Take
genius.
160,000
Math genius.
Multiply it by 2. You're at 320,000, okay?
Yeah.
So even if you're at that number, Carl,
Yeah.
you would be underperforming what Joe Biden did 2 years ago. Okay, so I showed you
Less
the problem
woke
for
mob.
Fetterman in Philadelphia, but the advantage for Fetterman and perhaps some of the other counties that's happening in another part of the
Which
state.
is what his
of
campaign
Pennsylvania.
said, was the small.
There goes
difference
Karl
in
Rove.
spending, et cetera.
So and we could, and I whip you around this thing here and show you a few other things in the state, but just so our audience knows, at the moment, a little bit over half of the vote in.
Yeah.
Fetterman leads by 4 points, and the
4
difference is
points.
113,000. You could go out here and shop around for votes, but again, it's Pittsburgh.
You heard
it's
that
Erie,
language? Shop
it's
around for
Philadelphia
votes.
down here in the southeast, and I want to pop out
Carl, you want to
here.
weigh in?
Yeah, go ahead, Carl, and I'm going to show you one more thing here.
Oh, here
Look,
goes
but
Karl
if
Rove.
You were fed some stuff from them saying, would they get better in 3 counties? Well, there are 3 counties, Franklin, Adams, Lancaster.
Rest in
where
peace to
Fetterman's
Rush
doing
Limbaugh, by
worse
the
than
way.
that. So it's a
Karl
complex
Rove and
thing.
Rush Limbaugh are
There's
two
advanced
different
people and
white
Fetterman
men,
people.
just
We
in
just
case you were
gotta be
wondering.
Right, exactly.
Can I show you? I'm
So,
sorry.
but look, this right now Fetterman does have an advantage, but we got a long way to
Look
go.
at his
with
hands,
this,
like,
Stevie,
whoa,
and what I want to see
whoa,
is more in the
whoa.
southeast.
Woke mob
The
is not
question
going to
is,
win.
can Oz run better in Bucks and Chester and Montgomery and Delaware, the suburban
They're making
counties
phone calls
around
right now and
Philadelphia,
rig the selection.
than Donald Trump did. If he
Like-
can, he can erase that 1.2% advantage that Biden had and win. If he doesn't,
That's what's
It's a
happening.
problem.
And
They're
that's
like,
the area where you talked a lot about crime in Philadelphia and what
There you
happens
go,
in the
crime.
suburbs.
That's
I
what
mean,
you were
so
talking
a
about,
lot
Matt.
of families,
Crime.
a lot of people in
Crime.
that crime surge in Philadelphia, so we'll see if it paid off for him.
You guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep your eye on this one, right?
Mm.
You want to do that one, or you want to do Oz?
well, let me say one more thing before
Yeah,
you jump
do it.
into this. Remember, we still are seeing these numbers will have a bigger impact of the early vote, which is more Fetterman. The
Fair.
later we go in the evening, you'll notice.
Say that again, because we said it earlier,
Yeah,
but
right.
each state does it differently, how they count. it,
Continue
what
commenting,
goes first.
continue making comments and
Pennsylvania
questions
counts the
and
early ballots that they
predictions,
got.
you know, continue to
beginning
flood the
with
chat. I
7
love you all
a.m.
Black
this
for all of it.
which
Black
tend to
Issues
be
Issues,
more
subscribe to the
Democrat.
YouTube channel.
Those get reported early, and then they begin.
You see, he's like, you see his hands are like,
Wow, okay, so Carl, here we go. This is Chester County, just
stay
mentioned.
calm.
The collar counties around.
We got this under control.
44%, right? What was Trump doing? Trump was doing 40%, right?
There you go.
Okay, so you're 1 for 1, Carl. Let's move around here to Montgomery County. Wow, with 30% in. Oz at 20%. Here was Trump 2 years ago. All right, so he's got some work to do.
So Oz is
But again, a lot of that
underperforming.
vote is still outstanding, right?
20%. That's just when it gets to get to 30.
Mind you, they're acting like they're really counting these votes. They're acting like they actually abide by election results. The suspension of reality that Fox News is like tightrope walking right now is fascinating. They're putting on a good show, right? Like they actually think they're counting votes. This is great.
The suburbs, Oz knew that, that's where.
Look how many people are in that studio.
And he's
Hilarious.
obviously not running away with it. We're gonna be here long into the night as to how this race is decided.
I would also point
Decided.
out that in
Y'all didn't rig
Pennsylvania,
it?
they don't even
Punks.
begin the process
Punks.
of
I was
verifying
so looking forward to a totally completely rigged election. We won't know until after Christmas.
Which was a big
Sucks.
issue in the primary in
My
Pennsylvania
God.
as well, and verify them before they even begin the process of running them all through the machine.
Yeah.
And the
They-
Fetterman
they-
campaign is obviously.
They do look at them to make sure that the
I'm
exterior
scared.
of the envelope
I'm
meets
scared.
the conditions of having been signed and dated.
Right.
Because each election authority has responsibility
Ah!
to alert the voter.
Ah!
You got a mistake with your ballot,
Ah!
you gotta come and cure it.
There you go. What did I tell you?
Yeah, well, but they do that as it arrives, but they can't open the ballot and do all the stuff you need to do until 7 a.m. on Tuesday.
There you
But
go.
the Fetterman campaign filed these lawsuits to try to make
Lawsuits.
sure that unsigned, undated ballots were going to be accepted. There were actually, I think, 3 legal filings by the Fetterman campaign. They don't do that unless they think it's.
Well, you can argue that both ways. You can argue they don't do that unless they're worried, right?
Yeah.
I think they
What
may
did I
make
tell
extra
you?
votes that they can get out.
Didn't I say that they're actually trying to act like
Close, and
we
they
count
mark the
ballots
lines
now? Like
Many things.
this is the
But
thing?
he's
This is what we're doing?
Democrats,
Really?
Legal eagle for these kinds of challenges. He's also the guy that was heavily behind the Trump-Russia
I love his
conspiracy,
glasses. I mean,
charge.
so precariously
And,
perched at the tip of his
so,
teeny tiny
it's
nose.
gonna be bare knuckles all the way, it looks like,
Dude,
and we may not know the outcome of this.
That's art.
For some time.
Look at that. You see
If
them?
it gets so close.
That is art.
That
That
could-
is art.
that
I wish I could
could
zoom
make
in
a
so you all could really
Here we
see.
go again.
Here we go
It's
again.
art.
Hey, Bill, let's go to Ohio real quick.
Let's go to Ohio. Let's go to Ohio.
Sure do. I just want to give Carl his due.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You said it. I just
Okay.
want to prove it to our audience.
There you go.
All right, this is the job that Oz needs to do. Okay, this is Bucks County, so you're just outside the city of Philadelphia, suburban, right? That's your suburban vote.
They really want Oz to win. They think that, you know, he's a doctor, he speaks well, he wears suits. You know, Fetterman is a blubbering idiot because of the stroke. Mind you, I have a degree in speech pathology, so I actually know a lot about apraxia and aphasia, which are some of the issues that happen once you have a stroke. You know, I need to be doing way more content. He has what's called a expressive language disorder. He has a processing disorder. So he can talk, but the processing that for him to understand what's being said, that region of his brain has been affected by the stroke. So that's really what's happening. It has nothing to do with his cognitive functioning. It's just a matter of the language processing is a little slow, but you know, whatever, beat up on him. So that's why they're still spending so much goddamn time on Fetterman. All right, so Matt says strong economy, war on drugs is the red wave talking point, playing to the desire for people to be financially free and physically safe. And you have one, yeah. I mean, that's it. All they have to do is like bad Democrats, bad. You know, look, you feel bad, you look bad, your bank account's bad, so food prices are bad, everything's bad. Blame the Democrats. You know, I mean, it's like the best offense is defense, and so that's all the Republicans have to do. They're just playing defense. They don't have any issue. They don't have any solutions. They're just bringing up issues. But that's, you know, Same thing with Candace Owens. And I mean, I need to be doing a lot more content. Like I have all these ideas about Candace and Kanye, you know. It's easy to articulate and point finger at, you know, the problem. Oh, look at that, the issues, right? So I do Black issues, right? And so people will agree with you because they feel like, well, no one's listening to us. No one cares. No one's like speaking to our constituency. And so here you go, you know, in a suit or whatever the hell you have on, and you say, I see you. I know you're struggling, living paycheck to paycheck. I know inflation's out of control. And I know crime is in the, you know. And so even though you have no solutions, the fact that you just articulated what people are already feeling, they feel validated, they feel heard, they feel seen, they feel taken care of. And so then they take care of those candidates and they vote for them. So that's why the Republicans are winning. That's why Herschel Walker, as insane as that looks, y'all see that right there? Warnock has 48.6% of the vote. Herschel Walker has 49.5% of the vote, and 72% of the vote has been counted. Who wins? Easy. Who gets America hard and wet? Yeah, I've been saying that. Hillary Clinton didn't make America's dick hard, didn't get America's pussy wet. I've said that it was the enthusiasm gap. You know, same thing with Hochul. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh my God. I didn't vote for her. I was just like, that would be the death of me. I didn't. I was just like, fuck that. Like, no, like, just because you're the anti-Cuomo, you know, but you're not doing any, you're not a stellar, really going above and beyond, really like breaking the mold type of candidate at all. Like, she's just stop measures, you know? And that's what a lot of Democrats are. The Democrats are playing defense. They're not like going for the kill like the Republicans are. And so that's why we're like, America's a fucking wasteland. Yeah, so those are all the comments so far. I love you all Black. I mean, I guess I could turn into MSNBC for a second, like whackness. But, you know, let's see this guy. I'll use my phone to like get in because I don't even know where my remote is right now. But yeah, continue with the comments and questions. I love you all Black Issues. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Economy can be equated with an. You're in the Manchester Nashua area because that's an area where.
And then again, like the gamification of elections, like we cover the elections like it's sports, like it's hunting, you know, and for such a low voter turnout, the amount of like money and airtime that we give to elections is bizarre. It's really bizarre and it feeds into anti-intellectualism because it's just feasting on itself. You know, they got these big screens and, you know, like it's football, you know, X's and O's. But it's not like people vote. It's like this is anemic. Like our voter turnout is like the bottom third of the world. Like we're barely a democracy. I don't even think we can call ourselves that, you know.
That voters do care about the truth.
And once you heard how strong a statement he made, you know, let me read it again. I signed a letter with 120 other generals and admirals saying that Donald Trump won the election, and damn it, I stand by it.
There you go.
And then shortly after that, he says, no, wait a minute, I don't. And he said, I've done more research. But I also think we have to look at what Maggie Hassan.
Thank you all so much for tuning
She
in.
really focused on abortion. And Bolduc said on her focus on abortion, because he said he is anti-choice, your views are not consistent with the average Granite Stater, number one. Number two, get over it. This is about the economy. As we've said, the economy is a big, big deal. But abortion clearly played a role as well.
And we had exits out of New Hampshire, which actually underscore the importance of some of the issues in New Hampshire. And Maggie Hassan, anytime she was interviewed
So
in
what
this
about,
state, she talked about the economy,
what's her face?
issues, and
Liz
going into
Cheney.
winter.
What's going on with her?
I didn't miss an interview
I guess
where she talked about heating oil, home heating oil. These were issues.
It's allergies. It's not COVID.
In many cases, not talking about what the the rest of sort of the national discourse was.
Exactly. She hit on everything she needed to hit on during this race.
What do you think, Liz?
And if you take a look at the exit polls here, this is really significant. Take a look at the moderate voters. She actually outperformed herself from the election in 2016 by 12 points. She won moderates by 27 points in this election. This is somebody who obviously prides herself on being one of the most moderate senators that there is, and it looks like people are willing to take her back.
Mary Bruce has been talking with her sources up on Capitol Hill at the White House, Republicans and Democrats, who were telling me during the break that Democrats suddenly think they might be back in the game to try to hold on to the Senate.
They are feeling pretty good right now, optimistic that that massive red tsunami, that wave that they were fearful was going to knock them all out. That's not what you're seeing. Based on what you're seeing in Colorado and New Hampshire, they are very much still in this game. And sources also on the flip side, on the Republican side, sources in the House, sources close to Kevin McCarthy and his inner circle are saying that they are also feeling good, based especially on what they saw down in Florida, on the margins that they were winning by down there. And just to return to what you're talking about in New Hampshire,
The margins.
and the importance of abortion. We were getting at this earlier, that
First time they
even
mentioned
polling has
abortion.
shown that perhaps abortion had ticked down in some polls, that the economy was really what was top of mind for most voters. I think there's a question among Democrats that I've talked to about whether that's the concern and the importance that voters put on abortion is actually underreported. That people don't respond to pollsters necessarily in the same way that they will on the economy on an issue as personal as abortion. And you might be seeing that.
With just a few moments left before the break, let's get to Mary Alice Parks, who's live in New Hampshire, because Mary Alice made that same point, Mary, that abortion rights, even though perhaps it had been quiet, a bit quieter on that front as far as being a top-of-mind issue, was a significant issue for voters in New Hampshire.
Yeah, absolutely, David. And like you guys were talking about, Senator Hassan leaned into that issue in the last few days. She kept talking about this as an issue.
What about affirmative action?
That played well up here. You know, the other issue that you were just mentioning, the cost of energy, home heating oil being doubled just in the last 2 years.
Y'all like Discovery Channel 7, or do you want me to switch it to this is ABC, or do you want me to switch it to MSNBC?
She said she still wanted to take on big oil. She basically tried to say she was hearing voters' pain, but she didn't believe that the answer was just a green light to more drilling. But this was a really interesting point on energy. She stood by her guns. She, like you said, likes to be seen as a bipartisan.
Well, Fetterman's still for fracking.
She wanted not a show horse, but a workhorse, and she was, one block at a time, one day at a time, convinced that she would pull this out in the end, David.
Mary Alice Parks in New Hampshire, and as you heard Mary Bruce say from her sources on the Hill, they're relieved that they're not seeing big picture here, a red wave at this point in the night. Certainly if Maggie Hassan holds on, that is something the White House is going to cheer about. And you've learned that President Biden, we don't know if he's called her, but he is calling the winners tonight.
He's calling a number of winners. We know he's been watching the returns from the White House, no surprise there. But he's put out a lot of the calls to supporters. Maryland, Colorado, Illinois Governor
J.D. Vance
Virginia.
wins Ohio.
Making the calls. And look, this is a person with a long-standing friendships with a lot of these.
Drum roll, please.
It was embarrassing for him to wake up tomorrow morning and be president, and it is not going to be. I will say, I disagree with you a little bit on Ohio. Democrat, there's always like you should put more
there's a
money in
boy,
every race.
Michael
Don't need to
Steele.
stop throwing trees in politics. We know that. And in this race, it's about the margin, as you said.
I can't stand her. I can't believe that she's like making so much money. Like,
a great race.
What the
And
hell?
He's very much a candidate who fits Ohio. So to me, it still raises the question of whether Ohio is a state that you're going to invest in and spend money in moving forward.
As a Democrat, they like deuces to Ohio. Peace out to Brooklyn.
You gotta call the shot, right? And you gotta do it's not just the analytics; it's what the ground is telling you. Right. And if the candidate, you got a candidate like Tim on a ground like Ohio, and we saw the races, the data before we get to the night that showed the competitiveness of the race. Then you gotta make a call and go, you know what? Out of 50 races around the country in each of these states, we're gonna put a little extra love.
Where do you not spend money then? And Sherry Beasley looked even closer than Tim Ryan.
This is the thing I was going to say. We had that problem in 2010. We spent it everywhere. And it's called planning. It's called understanding where your ground game is going to be and putting the resources there, not 2 weeks into the cycle, but 18 months out. Well, but 15 months out.
But in terms of that, in terms of this North Carolina race, right? Because the Sherry Beasley was a very similar story, which she's running closer. That's a place where you might see even more of that
Monday morning quarterbacking them up.
Well, because you can do a lot with turnout in North Carolina. But let's be honest, a former campaign manager.
Yeah.
Good campaigns don't make up 6-8 point losses.
Mhm.
Okay, they can basically maybe get you a point and a half. So you
Warnock.
been very close. I will say this: you talked about Shapiro. So
Warnock
particularly Ohio
is
and Iowa
losing.
and Florida are not going to be core battleground targets.
Herschel
for
Walker's in the
Democrats. I hope they
lead.
come back, but let's be realistic right now. Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin must be. Shapiro's victory, Fetterman's performance. Michigan looks very good right now.
Greg
for Democrats
Abbott's
up and
going to
down
win
the ballot.
Texas. Sorry,
It's gonna be
Philip.
close. In a non-presidential year, it shows that we still have a pathway to put all those blue at 24.
Final, very quickly.
Sure.
Mastriano, Bolduc, these like Trump MAGA guys. I just feel like one of the lessons tonight is like you can't throw these people in the electorate and just expect the electorate to take them.
That's a lesson you've learned. That's a lesson you've learned. That's a lesson you've had in England.
Yes.
The party is that.
That's right. And that's the question though. That's the question now.
So
Quality man matters.
That's right.
Excellent. We're coming up right at the 11 o'clock hour, 11 o'clock on the East Coast, which means we are expecting yet more poll closings. The poll closings that are coming up in less than a minute now are
Less than a minute.
California and Idaho,
Hold your
and
breath.
Oregon and Washington. So we will bring you characterizations of those races as soon as those polls close. I should
Oh,
also
another
tell you,
Republican governor for
political insight,
Wyoming.
We were just talking there a moment ago about the projected winner in the Pennsylvania governor's race. Doug Mastriano was the Republican challenger. The Democratic Attorney General Josh Shapiro is the
He
winner.
won.
We're expecting a victory speech from Josh Shapiro
Okay.
a few moments after the top
I
of the
love
hour.
that little sprightly election music. Thank you all for watching and tuning in to Black Issues. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend and tell a hater. My goal is to entertain, engage, inform, and inspire millions of people to end racism using humor to heal the racial divide. I'm here tonight for the election coverage of the shit show. I have quite a few emoji pillows and things like that to entertain us throughout the night. I've turned off my heat, so I might need to turn it back on. I'm getting cold. So, I'm curious. I'm very curious and concerned about Arizona. I also got breaking news from the Washington Post. Quote, more than 75 election deniers have already won midterm races tonight. Track how the rest are faring here. And we're Black. So just, so, what I tacitly, I'll use the word admire about the Republicans is that they play the long game, right? They think about they think about the judges, they think about secretary of the election, they think about taking secretaries of state, they think about certifying who's going to certify the election, they think about taking over school boards. Like, they're very strategic, they understand power, and they move stealth mode. Oh, Mandela Barnes, ooh, in Wisconsin, too close to call. Warnock also too close to call. Mandela's dope. So again, the Republicans, the Democrats are just not learning. It's like, I don't know. It's like the Democrats are just left back. It's like, like the kid who's just like, oh, you got left back. Okay, you're in class again. It's like the Democrats don't understand people like the Republicans do. The Republicans, they don't need to be smart. They don't need to have degrees in psychology. They just go, yo, people are emotional. We're going to tell them what to fear, and we're going to tell them how to vote. And we're going to tell them, how the other side is thinking, and that you can't live in a world with the people on the other side thinking the way they think about bathroom stalls and trans and everything else that they depicted Democrats doing. That's it. It's very simple. It's very simple. And the Democrats make it hard, and then they don't follow up with their own promises. Like, they're whack. So, it's a shit show. Okay, so there's one House seat in Vermont. Shout out to Bernie Sanders. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. You know, yeah. So, you know, I think governor races, governor projected winner Brian Kemp. Oh, there goes that. So that's fuck.
Measures around the country. Vermont is one of 3 states where voters were asked to enshrine reproductive rights, reproductive liberty in the state constitution. That has won in Vermont. The yes vote is a vote to enshrine abortion rights in the state constitution.
So we need a moment of silence for
measure has won in Vermont.
For Stacey Abrams.
I mean, at this point, the fast and furious nature of this is starting to feel slightly overwhelming.
Was that just me, or did we just not see?
Well, and you mentioned Josh Shapiro.
Stacey Abrams is predicted to lose.
Speech. It'll be interesting to hear if he mentions the call from Doug Mastriano. He was one of the election deniers and MAGA candidates who had said he may not accept. He said he would not accept the results of the election.
Y'all saw that? So, you know, I think I saw that. Am I the only one? Did I like miss something here? I think I saw that Brian Kemp beat Stacey Abrams. With all of that, like, major moment of silence. Like, with all of that, get out the vote, Black voters matter, all of those, like, initiatives in Georgia, like I said, I'm a government contractor for the state of Georgia. Like, again, I do diversity training. I do educational consulting. So I spent a large amount of chunk of my summer in Georgia this year, surprisingly. And Georgia's interesting. But there's a lot of organizing. Well, I mean, I would say in Atlanta, right? Because I was in Atlanta and then I was also in Savannah. And the tone of Atlanta is like, we about this life. Like, we gonna do this. Yeah, it's getting done. Like, so to know that despite that level of organizing and get out the vote, and, you know, she's been campaigning for 4 years straight now, you know, because according to her, she, you know, they were saying that she won the first election, right? So she's been campaigning for at least 4 years straight. And to know that after all of that, see, this is what I'm talking about, y'all, where, you know, we're just watching TV and we're just watching blockbuster movies like it's all popcorn for entertainment. I'm like, white people have gotten the memo that they don't want to be shamed into silence for being quiet anymore. And there's Black people, myself included, that are like, fuck the Democrats. That are like not really feeling the Democrats, like not really ride or die. And yeah, well, you know, it's better for Republicans, and you can't be scared of that. And, you know, you're crazy to sit there and vote for the Republicans. True. But again, I keep saying this, no one wants to feel like they're a sucker. So to go into that voter booth for some people and vote for these candidates that they know are not for the Blacks or don't really care about their issues, for some people, they can't square that. They can't. And they vote Republican, or they write somebody else in, or they don't show up to vote at all. Like, you know? So this level of Blackapathy, Black and apathetic because keeping hope alive is killing you softly. It's sad. But I also think that Stacey doesn't represent the South. I think Stacey, like, when you think of the South and you think of somebody Black, you think Dr. Martin Luther King, you think a preacher, you think civil rights, you think that kind of, you know. And Stacey doesn't sound like a preacher. She's not a preacher's kid. You know, what Ivy League institution did she go to? Princeton? Yeah, I don't remember. But like, I think that level of, I am who I am and I'm so smart. I think that kind of like, as much as people think like, yo, like Stacey is like Warnock, and Stacey's like, maybe. That's the only reason why that would make any sense, right? So Warnock is close. And Stacey lost, right? Like, so Stacey's race has already been called, right? Why? It's the same Black people, right? That, or people, period, that would be voting for Warnock that would also vote for Abrams. So why is the ticket split? And I think it's not so much Herschel Walker at all. You know, I don't even think it's that. I think, unfortunately, women are punished when they're too smart. And she's too smart and too erudite and articulate, and it comes off as smug and alienating, and people feel stupid around her. And I think that doesn't really work in the South. And so maybe I think, you know, if she had loosened up more, unfortunately, I think it's like a Hillary Clinton syndrome. Like, she needed to wear jeans, you know, she needed to, you know, put on a sweatshirt, you know. Did she go to Spelman? I think she went to Spelman. Like, she needs to, like, you know, rock a Spelman sweatshirt. Like, she needed to be more casual and more informal. That would have been my, like, takeaway for her. Hochul, damn it. Oh, God, horse face. Can't stand her. Disgusting. 39. I'm so mad. Like, I don't know. I can't stand her. She sucks. And her winning by this large of a margin means she ain't gonna do shit. She's just arrogant. You're agreeing with something that I said, Philip? Probably. I don't even remember at this point. About Stacey Abrams is what I was talking about, right? Like, again, I turned off my heat because it was too hot, and now I'm like a little cold, so my brain is like, but yeah, I feel like Stacey, you know, unfortunately, like, it's hard. It's hard being a woman. It's definitely really hard being a Black woman, and I feel like, you know, she needed to go to some cookouts. Stacey Abrams needed to do some little corny dances. Stacey Abrams needed to eat some fried chicken. Like, unfortunately, Stacey, the things that Stacey would have had to have done to earn or win or get people excited. Again, I think Stacey leaned too much into, I'm the smarter candidate. I'm the better candidate. You know, of course you're gonna vote for me. Like, you know, you'd be crazy to vote for Republicans. Like, that doesn't necessarily bring people out to vote. It doesn't. It's just like, people just nod their head and go, okay. But that doesn't mean that they're gonna put on their clothes, get up, go out, and pull the lever for you. Or even if they see you on the ballot, the same ballot that Warnock is on, they go vote for Warnock, because Warnock, again, sounds like a preacher. He is a preacher. People are used to preachers. Preachers is a known template. Some erudite, Ivy League, you know, hoity-toity Black woman, unfortunately, it's sad. It's sad to say that, but that's what I think happened. You know, nothing else makes sense. And we're Black. So thank you all so much for watching and tuning in to the Black Issues Seriously Silly Shit Show live election coverage Black extravaganza. Bloop. I have All Lives Matter, Alma and Allie, the ally, is on the floor somewhere, and it is 11:11, and I still need to do my full moon meditation and go on a roof and see if I can. It's supposed to be like a lunar eclipse, and it's like all the things tonight. So thank you all for watching and tuning in. I will be doing more content. I get a lot of anxiety, not about being live, but about doing videos on like TikTok and Instagram. So I finally did one. Yay. So thank you all. If you all watched that one, I'm challenging myself to do way more videos. I get anxiety, believe it or not, because I'm like so bold and so like, fuck that. I'm like in everybody's faces, and then I'm like, about videos. So if I'm modeling for people to lean into their discomfort when it comes to diversity, and I do lean into a lot of discomfort, but for this particular issue, doing videos like on TikTok, that's my discomfort. So I'm being fully transparent. Gonna do more. Gibbs, I don't even know who he is, but he's losing. Okay, so Barnes, Wisconsin,
65% of the vote is in, and Barnes is still down, but not that much by that much. But okay.
So I love you all, Black. Thank you all for watching and tuning in. Have an amazing night. We'll tune in again. If you're not already on my email list, you can email me, BlackIssuesIssues@gmail.com, so I can add you on my email list so that you know, not just the YouTube subscribe. Please do that as well. But like when I do other types of shows, live shows that might not be on YouTube, or like if you're in New York or I travel, you know, you can be aware or kept abreast of these things. I love you all. You know, just stay tuned, because I don't think that the election is necessarily the end. I think it's just the beginning. That's my prediction. It's just the beginning. And it's actually quite scary, in my opinion, because Trump is still Trumping. QAnon is still QAnoning. And we'll see if these election deniers are going to continue to deny. Like I said, 75 just got elected. And MSNBC is not talking about that. They're busy doing point by point percentages of elections that are not even halfway counted yet. So that to me is the bigger story. And we're Black. So thank you all so much. Black Issues Issues. If you want to support and buy some blurch, I will type that up here. For the Black 1619 is my website. For the Blacks, hold on here, 1619.com. And, you know, meditate tonight. Thank God tonight. Look at the moon tonight. Turn off the TV tonight. Turn off all of your devices tonight. Understand that you're loved. Understand that you're blessed. Understand that you're infinite possibilities. Understand that our finite human minds cannot comprehend and cannot box with God and the infinite. And for all of my predictions about the bloodbath and the shit show and all the other unsavory things I've said about America, which are true, know that there are multiple universes and planes of existence and dimensions that we can tap in and tap out of. And we actually don't know what the future holds. And so with that, I'm like this, like seriously silly, cynical, spiritual Black woman that is as above, so below, and in the world, but not of the world. So with that, I love you, Black. Usually I do like a pile of emoji pillows and I pile them on myself, but that will like destroy the plants that I have on the ground right now, and I don't want to do that. So next time, I will. I'm actually going to try to get a projector to do it in my bedroom, which would be way easier than sitting in front of my TV on my stool. So there goes that. So I love you all, Black. For the black1619.com, if you want to support and get a t-shirt, there's white issues t-shirts as well. I can't. There we go. As well as Black Issues t-shirts. There's Black to Work, Black to School, Black to Normal. There's a lot of different things that you can use, you can purchase to support. And with that, subscribe to the YouTube channel, tell a friend to tell a friend. I love you all. Okay, bye.